Anyway,
Let's go finish off with him.
Anyway, my point.
The game, as I run to him for a minute, the problem is that they have the miners it's very hard to tell if there's actual Cthulhu or if it's just hallucinations.
But the thing is, the reason I kind of stand more by the game actually hinting that it's like an actual thing from the Lovecraft mythos, because again, if you are familiar with Lovecraft, a few names that they drop in that, like, the goat-headed thing in the woods, that, like, Mason, a bunch of that, those are actual
yeah, and if you go on Greg's path, if you do an event with Greg where you break into that, like, town hall area at night and run around, there's some, like, minor cult activity in there at night, and there's very direct references to the goat god.
When you say minor cult activity, do you mean small cult activity, or it's hinting at the miners were basically a cult?
It's like a little bit of both. I believe at night you can find more creepy occult things, implying that that open museum during the day, it's just the museum area, but at night, some culty.
But, now, the reason I have a problem with that is, as I said, this is my interpretation of the game, but now, granted, with the characters appearing and stuff, this kind of debunks it, but like I said, when the game first came out, the kind of universally accepted fan theory was basically that murder cult was essentially the town, like, committee and stuff, like your aunt, the people that run the church, Greg's parents. It was hinted that it was a bunch of them, because of the way that they talk. The characters are clearly framed to be incredibly old, with their kind of low-key racism, and they're also low...
there they are!
And they're also low-key, you damn millennials. The reason I have a problem with this is that the game is basically kind of saying that essentially most of the adults in your town are actually a crazy Cthulhu worshipping cult that basically throw homeless people and teenagers down a hole to keep your town safe. That's kind of a toxic message in a lot of ways, especially because it's actually, like I said, it's hinted at most of the people in, like, the church or that, because when the one guy was talking, he did say that, like, homeless people and delinquents are the ones they throw down in the hole, right?
Yes.
And the church...
Drunks, homeless people, and delinquents that they don't feel are valuable members to the town.
And the church was trying to, because, it was a church, it was trying to be nice and keep... and have the homeless people stay there, but because of, the dialogue and stuff, like I said, this is kind of why, the game, it starts to lose me, because at the end, it kind of starts to come a little bit of, I don't want to say, millennial bitching, but it does kind of start to come off in that regard, was, again, as I said, this is a fan theory, but there's a lot of strong evidence to it that most of the adults in the town are a part of, or at least in some way related to, basically... And that's why, because of that, I think I once saw a fan theory when I was, looking over the fan theories and stuff to see what people believed about...
Some people do honestly believe she isn't in the murder cult, and the reason the town doesn't want her protecting homeless people is
she was actually trying to do a humanitarian thing and actually care for homeless people.
It's a fan theory, but a lot of people do believe that she isn't part of the murder cult, and that they don't want her saving homeless people so they can keep throwing them in the hole.
And that's why, because of that, there is actually even, because of that, there is, and this was what I was about to bring up, I had once seen a fan theory that the one homeless guy you could talk to out here that said he had to go see his family, and like she was like kind of confused about all that. There was a theory that he actually basically, they ended up throwing him in the hole because he basically felt like he had nowhere else to go or anything, so he just kind of willingly went with them, either thinking that, like, she was trying to help him or the other people, and like I said, I kind of get an air of that because the game, it makes a specific point to really specify, how old the people in the cult are, and that's the other crazy thing that the game does, because it basically is saying that the people in this cult, they believe throwing,
every time
they believe throwing people into this hole essentially keeps the town good and stuff, because whenever they would throw people into the hole, the town, for the most part, stays relatively okay in terms of no natural disasters or weather or anything, and a bunch of people get jobs. When they stop doing that, that is when things start to, that's when things start to happen. So, because of that, I once, I think, even saw a theory that's, believed the people, like, in the murder cult were actually, like, they weren't, like, your parents or, like, grandparents or something. They were actually around, maybe not 100, like, 50, 60 years older than that, and basically they're, kind of trying to get, like, the adults of the town, and stuff. I'm trying to, the funny thing is, like, I went back and, like, kind of looked at a few things and tried to jog a few things in my memory to talk about this, but I can't remember any.
Also, if you get these two together, and then the kids will complain that these two are making.
Of course.
Well, I wrap up and I try to take a minute to ramble. My problem and the reason I start to feel the story dips off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would shut the F up. Hey.
Oh. Wait, these are the teams you get the first pentagram from, right?
No.
Oh.
So, the reason I don't like the way the story goes, because the game at its best was relatable and down to earth, and May's problem was very akin to some actual, mental problems.
Yeah, that was actually my other next thing. Because of the stuff with the cult, the game, now this is a very much a, lighter thing. But with the game kind of saying that a Cthulhu monster is behind all of it, that loosely hints that all the problems in this town were caused by basically that Cthulhu thing in the hole. Like, B's father being terrible, that's because of Cthulhu in the hole. Angus's parents being terrible, that's because of Cthulhu in the hole. Greg being violent and self-destructive, Cthulhu.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do this.
Alright.
Look, they have a new...
Oh yeah, they have a new place.
So you're a taco dude now? I mean, I was hired to be a taco artisan, but I guess that means holding this sign out in the snow. It's not really snowing that hard. It's snowing, there is snow falling from the sky. How are the tacos here? Good, I like tacos. There's not one person on God's earth who doesn't love tacos. Bad news, my ex hates tacos. Good news, they're not your ex. Have fun with the tacos. It pays. Taco Buck, dine in, dine out, we deliver. Please tip your delivery persons. Best tacos in all of the general region, I'm pretty sure. Been missing a pizza place? Why not try a pizza taco? Oh wow, that sounds amazing. Watching your health? Try our all lettuce taco. No, I refuse. Get out of here, kid, I'm working.
That's the end of that.
Yeah, and if you walk by, she comments, our very own taco place. this is the best thing that happened to this town since. They got rid of the snakes in the diner.
We got internet.
I love that we were still using cyberfish until like 2 years ago. Because it's entirely 2 decades behind here. Takes you 3 days to tour in a movie. Takes you 1 day to load a GIF. Barbaric times. God. Life moves on, huh? So, oh my god, they deliver. I'm gonna eat the shit out of some tacos.
Remember to go get the one thing.
I'm checking some other places.
Yeah, everyone's event has a... Alright, the thing that... Anyway, like I said, you bringing up the one
The problem!
I feel the game kind of, as I said, loses its, like, relatable points at points, because, again, you can stretch it to where the Cthulhu monster is the reason for all of that. Not just maze, like, problems, but, again, everything else. Everyone in the town being an asshole. Like I said, all the shit was, like, B's father. All the stuff was Greg. Just
and the other...
every little character interaction, it's because the Cthulhu monster dictated it, basically. And that's when I feel like the game kinda gets into a little bit of millennial hipster bitching to some degree.
But the thing, and I said I was finally gonna start trying to ramble about it. So you have this story of someone, and this was relatable to me, and this is why B was relatable. Someone who basically, tried, like, not so much this part, but the relatability. She tried to go to college, and in trying to go to college, got scared because of this setup for her having those mental problems. And the setup for the mental problems and stuff is all very relatable. Where, and like B feels...
Yeah, May does have an actual mental condition, but because I'm not an armchair psychiatrist, I don't remember its name because it was kind of long, and 2, I'm not going to...
We'll do the one event.
And 2, I'm not going to play armchair psychiatrist because I don't remember the exact logistics and things. All I remember is from people, like, watching people talking about fan theories of the mental conditions and stuff. Again, they were actual real ones with an actual name. But the game...
But the best event, the game.
But the game then basically washes all of that away and again says the crazy, evil Cthulhu murder cult made up of your old racist granddad is behind all of it.
Or maybe not. That's my problem.
Yes, it doesn't pick one. Like, it would be fucking, a stupid M. Night Shyamalan twist to have the crazy Cthulhu murder cult be behind everything. But if you're gonna do that, at least state it.
Because if the cult was...
have this weird wishy-washy...
I'm standing here before doing this event to ramble for just a minute.
Yes.
If the cult was right, nothing bad should have happened. But despite what they claim to be good, shit keeps happening that's bad. So, and then you have May's very relatable mental problem and this feeling of not being valued and being trapped in a small town forever. And let me tell you, I really get that feeling. And let me tell you, I also get the feeling of being valued and worthless. Like, it's all relatable. And then you have this...
But then the game's like, nah, bitch, Cthulhu monster.
Cthulhu did it! It's like,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's literally...
It ruins the game for me.
It's literally like that thing, it's kind of the point the Nostalgia Critic made about the Shyamalan movie Devil to some degree, to where it was like, it was actually really good.
Best event in the game.
Where...
My babies! My little rat babies! Well, not so little anymore. You've made it! You've broken free! It's a miracle! I'm just gonna enjoy this moment for a bit. Don't mind me.
I thought what it did was it stood there and it, like, let you, basically, you could just sit there.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, no, you get this moment.
She just sits here.
Yes.
With all the rats, because of what she did.
Yeah,
but while we're awkwardly sitting here and I'm patting, but I
actually can like just press up or something. And
I think if I I believe until I press a button, she's just gonna sit
but
here.
Anyway, like it doesn't exactly fit, but it's the problem. Is a Nostalgia Critics review about the movie Devil, which for the people that don't remember that was basically it was a murder movie, but it was essentially everyone was trapped in an elevator, and the lights would just randomly flash, go off, and then someone in the elevator would be murdered. And it was like this is a good suspenseful setup for a horror movie because you literally don't know who it could be, other than the fact that the movie was named Devil. But it's essentially they basically just randomly, for the sake of having a supernatural twist.
One of those rats keeps popping in and out of existence.
They didn't intend for you to sit here this long.
No, but we needed a minute to ramble.
And basically, because of that, his point was the movie. It ultimately ended up being ruined because, again, it had this really good setup, but you just have to throw the supernatural element in it for no design.
Oh, Satan himself was the murderer!
Which is funny, because, in his parody joke, didn't he have Cthulhu was... in his parody joke, it was because he had that character that was the devil. It was the devil.
The parody joke! The devil was the devil!
Yes.
And his joke was, should have saw that coming. A murder mystery set up and ruined by adding the goddamn devil.
Now, that actually does kind of, fit with this game in a lot of, well, not a lot of ways, but in a few, because the game, it starts with that you finding the severed arm, and you kind of set up the murder mystery.
A psychological murder mystery in a very relatable game of down-to-earth characters who are stuck in a small town in the middle of nowhere and feel like they're trapped and losing their lives and that they're not valuable, which is very relatable. But then, maybe it was Cthulhu!
Yes. And
I know I'm sitting here, but I had
not only maybe was it Cthulhu, but maybe Cthulhu's being helped by your racist granddad. Because that's the other...
And then they dance around where, was it Cthulhu? Was it not? Is she really having mental problems? Or is Cthulhu really talking to May and, tapping inside of her brain?
Because the other thing that they hint at, and I'm going to say this before we get...
You have to
rest on it. And I'll say this before we get into wrapping up all the last events
and
stuff. But that thing... That's why this is my last point.
I want to see what happens if you go back in here.
I don't believe anything... Oh, yeah, it just cuts to that.
You can just sit here forever! Okay, I'm sorry! I do want to wrap up. I don't want to sit here rambling for an eternity. That's just really funny.
Anyway, my last point, and I think this was something else that had a bit of history to it. I can't 100% remember, but my last point about all this is basic.
As I wrap up and look for a few other characters.
As I said, whatever they were mining in that mine, basically the mine ended up releasing a gas into the air, and that gas caused hallucinations and things. So it hints that the miners, they were basically...
No one met Cthulhu and God or whatever the fuck.
All of that was because of the miners, but I don't, again, 100% remember where it is, but because of the way they talk about that, there's a line that hints at when they basically, got into the mine to find the miners because they went missing down there, that essentially while punching a hole into the mine, that there was, an area left for the gas to actually float up above the surface, so it's also loosely hinted at the gas is just kind of naturally over the years slowly started to envelop the town, and no one's really noticed. So again, a bunch of the mental problems and other things could be caused by that, and I believe there was actually a case of something like that happening in history.
And now you notice rats all over the town, but
I think there was an actual case in history of something like that happening once of this one town, because of something underneath the town, this one toxic gas actually did start to float up and actually did start making the people there go crazy. Or I'm remembering the plot to a terrible horror movie. I honestly don't remember.
The backstory in the game, and you only get this backstory when you basically mess around
I swear one piece of this information is actually only seeable from Greg because something here is like when you went into the Historical Society with Greg, that's when you get one of these.
The Historical Society has historical things about cults, but if you look up data in the computer with B, you can also get some like other little backstory things. Like, we kind of skimmed over it, but the miners were treated poorly, and that tooth you found was because the miners attacked their boss and ripped all of his teeth out.
Yeah.
Kept them as keepsakes, and it was to try to... That's how they formed a union.
It was basically a protest.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's you. Yep. For now, at least. You know, I never got your name. I'm the janitor. I clean up, do fixes, whatever needs done. Oh, okay. So, what's it been like being home again? Things like you remember them? Kinda. I don't know. I don't even remember today. Sounds like you've been through something. How do you know? Call it experience. I swear some mornings I feel every bit as old as these trees. You know, something big did happen, and I feel like I should have woke up today and, like, have learned something, but I don't know if I learned anything, really. Well, in my experience, the big things don't teach you anything, but they make you something, and sometimes you gotta wait a while and see what comes of it. Huh. Well, done an honest day's work. Quitting time. Smelters game tonight. See you around. Not if I see you first, May. Wheeze. Wait, how did you know my name?
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, I thought you questioned how he... Yeah, janitor, Mr. Janitor, Lord, Janitor, Bob, Janitor, Salt.
Get a job as a janitor. And that asshole is another... He's basically more or less implied to be Guy.
You know, I don't, like, outside of him appearing basically when it's, like, convenient to the plot, where does that fan theory come from? Because there's not a lot of evidence to that, because the most you get there is, again, him basically like, appearing whenever it was convenient for the plot. If he, say, like, did something convenient for the plot, I could 100%.
He's always fixing doors. The game talks about holes and doors to nothing. He only follows May around. He knew your name when you never told him. There's a statue in the graveyard that looks like him. He only pops up in quieted areas alone and usually only interacts with May. He knows things that make no sense based on how May is feeling, so the implications are he's God, which goes back to my problem of the mysticism.
The game, it just keeps everything vague and doesn't give 100%, you know, like a definitive answer or answer. How long has this recording been going on?
A little over an hour, I told you.
Oh, I thought.
And it's funny, like, I kind of skipped over the dialogue, but May, how did you, like, Lori, how did you fall in a ravine at night? Running in the middle of the night from a murder cult of conservative uncles.
Basically, hence even May kind of, you know, recognized. Like,
yeah. Alright, you don't have to tell me. So you're really okay? Yeah. Just been a weird few days. Okay, I got worried. I'm super tough. Nothing's gonna get to me anytime soon. Oh, good. That's good.
Okay, I think that's
that's everything.
Everyone.
I think?
Feels like that's everyone. Because a bunch of character events were kind of grouped together.
I messed up the mural. What? Why? I don't know. That's not a reason. Why do you care so much? It's the dudes! The dudes! The dudes are sacred! Why? They're just like a part of this place. The entire place is royally messed up and nobody cares. I wanted someone to notice things aren't okay. This town is like a horror movie that never stops. And it's not even a good one. Yeah, it might suck. But it's our horror movie. And that's kind of cool, right? Yeah, but... So, as I try to finish my thoughts, I have the same thing inside of me. The thing? The thing. I feel like no one cares. Everything just sucks forever. There's the thing coming for us. Happened to us. Yeah, but like, this isn't advised. I'm good at talking, but sometimes things are big enough and bad enough that they're unlikable, but you know, life goes on. Yeah, that's not really comforting. Well, I'm still working out a better pep talk for myself too. Fair enough. You know, does your family do stuff for the holidays? My dad's usually away on Thanksgiving, but he's home for longest night. You should come do Thanksgiving at my house. Oh no, 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 no. Come on. We have 4 chairs and there's only 3 of us. The other chair usually just has junk on it. No, 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 I can't. Why not? Oh, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Hey, okay, we can talk about it later. Think, you okay? Can I do anything? It's cool. I just need to sit here and be quiet for a while. Leave you then. See you tomorrow, probably. Hey, yep. Thanks for hanging out with me. No problem, kid. Try not to, like, burn something down in the meantime. Yeah. She has a terrible family life. Yeah, it's the implication. So I think we're starting to wrap up, and I don't want to...
I believe that is everything. I'm trying to think of, like... Isn't this where you fed the rats?
Yeah, but I wanted to pop in and see if there was any...
I don't remember there being any dialogue for this.
The Weird Autumn added extra stuff, so I wanted to...
I know, but I...
Okay, guys, so my question of the day is, what did you guys think of the final event with the rat babies? Personally, I find it really funny that feeding the rat babies resulted in the food donkey being overrun with rats. This is a hilarious ending to that set of events, and it's one of my favorite events in the game. I find this whole situation really funny, so I wanted to include it in the LP because it always makes me laugh. But anyway, I would really love to know what you guys think. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments below, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you liked my video, please hit the like button and leave some comments. If you're new to my channel and want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscription button and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please ring the bell next to the subscription button. That gives you the proper notifications of whenever I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. Doing all of these things really helps out the channel, and it really helps our communities grow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.